Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel once again. I think I should stop welcoming you guys because you're already my customer. All right, so today we are looking at simple act to having a serious prayer life. I was talking to somebody some time ago that she left this country to another country, and then she started saying something like, I don't even know what to pray again and all that. When you're in a country where the government seems not to be doing much. There are things that you don't need to be praying for that you be praying for. So it will be as if you have a quality prayer life because your prayer are usually just about receiving, needing something. But when you go to a country where the government are doing their best, there are things you don't need to pray for. You don't need to pray for lights. You don't need to pray for water. You don't need to pray for let somebody not come and arrest me as I'm just going to work on the road. So many things you don't need to pray against when you're in a place where the government is actually working. So when you live somewhere where the government is not really doing much as they should be doing to a place where the government is doing much, that's when you will know many people who truly have genuine prayer life and those who do not. Because when you leave a place where the government is not working to where the government is working and you still have quality prayer life, it shows that you genuinely have a prayer life even before that. Are you getting my point now? So there are people that they just need driven their prayer life. So when they go to a place where the government is working, they don't know what to pray again. So today we are looking at simple, we are looking at simple act to having a serious prayer life. Simple act to having a serious prayer life, where your prayer life is not just about what you want to receive from God, see from God. And then there are other people who they can't pray for more than maybe 20 minutes, 15 minutes. They don't know what to pray. What will I be saying? What will I be asking? In fact, some people will say, what are you praying for 10 hours for? Is it that God cannot hear me or this and that? Do you know why those people make those kind of arguments and all that? Because what they've been taught about prayer is about just receiving from God. They have not been taught that the primary assignment of prayer is for intimacy and fellowship. You don't talk to your parent just because you want to collect money from them. You talk to them because you have a relationship. Just with those of us who are married, single, and those in relationships, you don't talk to your partner just because you want something from them. You talk to them because that's how to sustain the relationship. Communication. In fact, there are many relationships that maybe that are not working now, or because they are not, because of the problem of communication. The lady will be complaining she's not calling. I mean, he's not calling me. The guy also, the communication is not really stable. So, and some relationship stop working because communication, is not actually something serious in that relationship. So, when it has to do with working with God, so prayer is not just something that you do just because you want to receive from something from God. It's first for intimacy and for fellowship. Do you get? So many people say, why are you praying for this long? Why are you praying for that long? Is because is it that God cannot hear us or this and that? Because all they have been taught about prayer is just collecting. They have not been taught that you spend time with the Lord, you have quality time with the Lord and all that. And I also have to say this. Sometimes many people who say they cannot discern the voice of God, check their prayer life. Some of them don't really have a consistent prayer life, or some of them don't really have a prayer life that is void of just receiving. The prayer life they have is just wanting to collect. They don't have a very serious relationship with God that where they just do for intimacy and fellowship. Because when you stay with somebody enough, you get to be able to discern their voice and all that. So some people don't have that kind of relationship with God. So you hear them saying they cannot discern the voice of God, even though they are Christians, they believe the gospel, but they don't spend time with God, so they cannot really discern His voice. So today, like I said, that we are looking at simple acts to having a serious prayer life, and the first thing I'll be talking about is what kingdom-oriented mindset in prayer. Kingdom-oriented mindset in prayer. Let me tell you the truth. See, there are times that you can be praying to ask God for something. You may not be able to spend much time on it, just 1 hour or that. But if you really want to spend time praying with Lord, one of the things you must learn is to have a kingdom-oriented mindset in prayers. When was the last time you prayed for your church? When was the last time you prayed for your pastor? When was the last time you prayed for souls? When was the last time there's something in the church that is not going well? And when was the last time you prayed to address the issue? By the time you spend maybe like 1 hour praying for yourself, and you begin to list out these things, your pastor, you discern certain things that you need to pray concerning your pastor, your church, souls, something in the church that is not going well that you need to pray. By the time you list out these things, you spend like 2 hours plus or even close to 3 hours in the place of prayer. So many people don't spend much time in the place of prayer. They think because they are not kingdom oriented when it comes to prayer. They can't remember the last time they prayed for their church, the last time they prayed for their pastor, the last time they prayed for souls, the last time they prayed for anything, that has to do with God's agenda. Is only about them. So one of the ways to really have a serious prayer life is that don't just pray for yourself alone. You know, be kingdom oriented when it comes to, praying. That was one of the things that Anna did. Anna was trusting God for a child, and then it got to a point where God was looking for a prophet in the land, because the eyes of the prophet was getting dim. And then Anna said, okay, if you give me this child, I'll give this child back to you. That was a kingdom oriented prayer. If you give me, I'll give him back to you. So in your prayer, are you kingdom oriented? Some people think that, it's just all about them. So they say, I cannot pray for more than 30 minutes. Okay, that is 30 minutes prayer. Now list out the things in your church. Let's start with your local church. The pastor, the members. There are even people who are coming to the church that there are people in your department that you can begin to even pray for. The church, your pastor, souls, there are things that the church need. Maybe the church is trusting God for a better place, trusting God for something. You can take those prayer requests, bring them and begin to intercede. Before you know, you that say you cannot pray more than 30 minutes, you are there already. Another 30 minutes. Why? Because you're what? You have kingdom mindset when it comes to prayer. Many people are selfish, and it shows in their prayer life. See, your prayer life is proof of how mature you are in the things of the spirit. If you check your booklet, your prayer life, and all that will find there, is only God give me. There's no reason, there's nothing there that shows that your mind is kingdom. All is just for yourself. And those are the kind of people that tell, what are you praying for 2 hours? What are you praying for 10 hours? For because they don't understand that in the place of prayer, we know that God also has, let me use this word in quotes, God also has a need. And the need is that He wants all men to be saved. When was the last time you intercede that men be saved? Are you getting it? So be kingdom oriented person in the place of prayer. Number two, intercession ministry of prayer. Do you get? Some people don't understand this part, and that's why they do not have a quality prayer life. See, let me tell you, there's something a man of God said years ago. Whatever you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. And I'm going to start this by sharing the story of Kenneth Hagin that I've shared a lot with my people, of how there is this particular church that was not really growing and all that. And then one time he went there and the church was growing, people were there loving the Lord, growing, and then he was laying hands on people, and then laid hands on one particular, this elderly woman, and the Lord just showed him in a vision, told him that this woman is the reason why this church is growing like this, because every night this woman is interceding. Many of us, you say, I don't know what to pray. I don't know what to pray. Just 10 minutes. You have friends, you have families, you have people that have needs in their life. Why don't you take their name, take their need, and every day, imagine spending 20 minutes to intercede for 5 people every day. Spending 20 minutes every day to intercede for 5 people. If you say all your prayer life is 20 minutes, okay, pray 20 minutes for yourself. Then spend extra 20 minutes each interceding for 5 people every day. Before you know, you are staying in the place of prayer, you are interceding. And one thing about intercessor is that anything that God wants to do in a land, God, they are the one that God comes through those kind of vessels, because God can trust you that if I place a burden in this person's heart, He's able to pray it out in the place of prayer. Can God trust you with a burden of what He wants to do in a land or in an area? Then God can trust you. And one of the ways that God can trust you is that He will see that you are an intercessor. You carry people's burden, you bear people's burden. So some people will say, how do you guys hear? How do you see? See, be an intercessor. If God sees that your heart is interceding for people, God will begin to release, certain information to you, because He trusts that if you release the information, you are able to do something with it. Pray. You're able to pray it out or something. For intercessor, you can be on your own, and God will show you something about your neighbor or something that you have to intercede for. And the reason why God can give you those kind of information is because He trusts you that you can do something about it in the place of prayer. Are you getting it? So one of the ways that God can commit much information to you and all that is because He has found a person, and He has found that person who is an intercessor that He can begin to trust with many other information. So number three, intentionality to stretch once in a while in the place of prayer. Intentionality to stretch once in a while in the place of prayer. Let's say your prayer life is about maybe 40 minutes every day. Once in a while, just be intentional about stretching longer than that. There are times where, maybe once in a month, I pray, and maybe I usually pray for 30 minutes every day. That's why today I'm going to do 1 hour, 30 minutes. And one of the things that can help you, you can get music, you can get messages, maybe messages around an hour, 30 minutes. Play the messages and just keep praying. Don't stop praying until the message is over, or until the music is over. So intentionality in the place of prayer. You see, many people, one of the things they complain is that I don't feel like praying. And I've tried to explain this many times, that even those who have serious prayer life, who talk about praying consistently, they don't also feel like praying most of the times. There are times I woke up, I don't feel like reading my Bible, I don't feel like praying, but then you force yourself because you have gone beyond just feeling. I said something one time, I said, hang your prayer life above your feeling, where even the days where you feel bad, you are still going to do it. Most of us, that's where we kept our job. There are days where you don't feel like going to office, but you that day you did what you woke up and then you still go to your office. So there are days where you have to do what you hang your prayer life, your work with God somewhere above your emotion, where even when you don't feel like doing it, you still push, do it. So intentionality in the place of prayer. These are things that can help you. You can get a music message, as you're praying, maybe an hour message, 2 hours message. You want to stretch for 2 hours, you play the message. You don't stop until the message is over. Or sometimes you can even set alarm. Maybe you want to pray for like, maybe you want to pray on 3 subjects for like an hour, 30 minutes. What do? You can put an alarm to help you, in different segment of it. Do you get? Those are the things that can aid you more. So as you grow, you get to a point where you grow, you may not need to be using those things again. And there are times even when you have grown to a point, there are days you still don't feel like praying. Those are the system, the things that will still help you. Do you get? So intentionality to stretch, in the place of prayer. Number 4, praying with other people. Praying with other people. You must be able to discern the grace of God upon the people around your life. There are people that just since they're always on fire for God, they're always, so learn to pray. There are times I used to do this thing for some of my younger friends where I will ask them, have you prayed before, like stay in the place of prayer for like an hour or something, or pray in the spirit? They will say no. So okay, don't worry, just call me. Then I will be on the call and then pray in tongues maybe for an hour. I also remember I've done it for a couple of people before. I remember one time I think we did from 10 o'clock till 10 in the night till 10 the next morning. So praying with people, there is something that happens to you. When you come around people who have certain graces, when you come around them, the thing rubs on you. You get. Saul was not a prophet. He was, he was among the prophet and he began to prophesy. So there are certain things that, they were, you don't just need to be doing this mechanically. You need certain grace to come upon you. So one of the ways that this thing happens is to pray with other folks. Pray with other people that know that that these people, they have this grace. Most times there are prayer straight that people do. Take advantage of it. Just pray with other people. We'll pray. There's a corporate grace. You just see that the grace of God on those kind of people that can pray, rest upon you. So you do what? Pray with other people. Number 5, which is the last one, something that can help you is that, see, sometimes maybe you don't feel like praying. Maybe you even have a serious prayer life, yeah, but you just don't feel like praying. What do I do? For me, what I do is that sometimes I play messages that are stirring. They will stir you. Messages that when you hear them, maybe the man of God is praying in tongues. For example, there are some tongues of Dr. Paul on YouTube that even if you don't feel like praying, you just play it. Before you know, there are some, songs from Tifilo Sunday and many other ministers of the gospel that as you're praying, before you know, you are just moving your mouth. Before you know, you are there, staying in place of prayer. So get messages, things that can enhance you on the days where you don't feel like praying. They are not something you use every day so that you don't begin to rely on them. But days where you don't feel like praying, days where you are just down, get that message. Some Pastor Lawrence or your songs, chants, and many things that can help you. Just play them. And before you know, you are just, gradually, before you know, you're in a place of prayer. So these are the simple work that can help you, that I believe that if you put them into use, as simple as they sound, they can help you. Number 1, I said kingdom-oriented mindset in prayer. Number 2, intercessory ministry. Number 3, intentionality to stretch once in a while, using things that can help you like music, messages. Number 4, praying with other people. Sometimes you need to pray with other people. They have the grace to stay long in the place of prayer. And as you stay around them, that grace just rubs off on you. Number 5, stirring messages or sound, things that can stir you, messages once in a while where you don't feel like praying. They are not things you may be using every day, but when you don't feel like praying, just play that message, just play that sound. And before you know, you're just starting out gradually, and before you know, you're praying. So I believe that these are the simple acts to help you have a, serious prayer life. And I believe if you listen to this, it's going to bless you. If this actually bless you, please share with other people, like and share so that other people can see it and also be blessed. Thank you for coming. God bless you.